Hey, it's your girls from Three the Hard Way. I'm Hasina, and this is where the conversations get very deep.
Look, y'all know we y'all favorite ladies. Welcome to YouTube. We on YouTube, y'all. Y'all, we are talking honestly about the wild, wonderful, and sometimes messy world of life, love, relationships, and finances. I'm Dr. Lanisha.
And I'm your girl, Dr. Love. We're here to be real, tell stories, make connections with everybody, feel seen.
Exactly. And it does not matter what your current status is. You could be married, single, it's complicated. Trust me, there will be something here for you.
This is your space for laughing, reflecting, and taking the actionable steps to live the life of your dreams.
Mm. We're here to do the hard work and the heart work together.
Let's get into it.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
into it, y'all.
All
Well,
right.
y'all know how we like to start off this podcast. We always start off with grows and glows, okay?
Yeah.
And so glows are something worth celebrating, a personal win, a moment of joy. And those grows are the things that we are still working through, things we are learning,
Yeah.
things that we just want to improve on. So I'll kick it off. My glow is that I'm really excited that I got through yesterday. Let me tell you why I'm excited that I got through yesterday. I
Okay.
had to volunteer at 7 o'clock in the morning
Mm.
um, for my son's band competition yesterday. And when I tell y'all they had us working, baby, we was a working. I'm talking about
Shout out
putting
to
up
you. You made it.
signs. I made it. Putting up signs, some of everything. Then had to go back. Then had to get my daughter ready because she went to a homecoming yesterday. Yesterday was just all
Mm.
around, just a lot going on. So I am very grateful to be here today.
Shout
Something
out to
that
you.
thank you. Something that I am growing through right now, or I'll say my grow, is that taking a moment to just sit down somewhere. I'm
Mm.
still learning how to do that. Now I love my snacks and naps. Okay. I will take a nap, but I gotta sometimes people gotta tell me to sit down, or I have to tell myself to sit down. So that's my grow and my glow. What about y'all?
Okay, okay.
Right. I see.
I'll take it. I'll take it next. So, I had a pretty good week. No complaints. I will start with my grow, my work still in progress. Um, I gotta stop spending money like I sell drugs. I will make a plan. No, I really will. I'll write it all down. And at first it'll be going well. And then somewhere in the middle of the week, I'll break budget.
Mm.
So I gotta lock in because I got too much shit to do to just be random financially. So my grow is like, yeah, I gotta chill. Stick to the script.
Okay.
My glow is I taught my max yoga class, and that might sound like a lot, but it's not. Like typically I try to keep it at 5 people, always very intimate. And I did 10, and
Mm.
it went really good, and I'm so proud of myself. Like I don't want it to grow past that because I like to be connected to the students, but I was like, shout out to you, girl.
I
10
also
people.
you.
Period.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. It's a
Little
deal.
little victories, little
It's a
victories.
deal.
So that's my glow. I'm proud of myself because I did do that.
Hey, now you know I'm about to come at your neck. Ain't nothing little about it. Big victories,
You're
okay?
right. You're right. You're right.
I love- Especially when
Love
you
what you got. How's looking
got
for you?
you. I got you. I was gonna say, especially when you touching lives, you know, them 10 people gonna
Mhm.
leave feeling different. So that's big stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm gonna say a grow. Now, and I'm gonna be honest because I feel like I'm a pretty dedicated, organized, disciplined person,
Okay.
right? But I tend to get caught up with like tedious tasks. So my significant other, he been on me like, hey, you said you was going to do XYZ, why you ain't done it yet?
Okay.
Mm.
So I'm supposed to be going to the library starting Friday so I can just get away from the home because it's like I
Hmm.
can't
Yeah.
focus. Things get the dog need grooming.
Every
And so my grow is like I'm gonna let him be my accountability partner because it got to a point where I didn't think I needed one, but obviously I do. so so that's my grow. I'm finna work on my discipline 2.0.
Okay.
And my glow is attached. So we're kicking off this stress campaign, and I think I mentioned it before, but we gonna get it going. And basically,
Okay.
the idea is just helping people see how day to day stress is really impactful on mental health, on your physical health,
Mhm.
and so I gotta lead by example. So
Okay.
my glow is, although we're still working on the campaign, I'm doing things that like my load, you know, and
I love
sometimes
that.
it's FTK. Fuck them
For
kids.
real.
Sometimes,
Nah, for real.
sometimes it's FTK. But
That
anyway,
part.
that's a
No,
whole
for
nother
real.
that's a whole nother episode.
We could do a whole episode on that. Write that down.
so so
That
keep my
part.
stress levels down. But that's it. So
I
y'all
love
ready to roll? Y'all
it
ready to
for
roll?
you.
Y'all ready to roll into the topic?
Let's get into before we jump into our main topic today. We have a very, very special shout out to our true friend and our biggest supporter, Miss Shanita. Happy birthday, girl!
Birthday,
That is your
birthday,
birthday.
hey, happy birthday, happy
Hey, it's your birthday. It's
birthday,
your birthday. We love
happy
you down, girl.
birthday. Look at her. She gonna be
Yes.
like, what in the yeah, you shaking that thing, girl. We
That's a
caught
throwback
you.
moment. That is a throwback moment right
Birthday,
there.
Nita. Happy birthday.
I love it.
That's what's up. Okay. Well, hopefully she's having an amazing time. Because speaking of amazing times, our topic for this week, I need boundaries. That's the
Boundaries.
background music for the boundaries. So
I know, right? That was like right on cue. Boundaries.
and I'm
Bound.
look, I'm saying it's an amazing time because I'm being sarcastic as hell. I don't know about y'all, but I've learned over the years how important boundaries are, and not just in uh, relationships, shit, in my work life, my self
Yeah.
care, work life balance. Um, so where y'all want to kick it off? How has boundaries been a thing for you?
I'll kick it off with just like a memory of a time where I had no boundaries. I was just like a people pleasing
Mm,
doormat of a person. I never ever considered what was best for me. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like in all seriousness, it's nothing like when that light bulb go off and you realize it. You have to first realize that you don't have no boundaries,
mhm, mhm,
Mhm.
and then you can take steps to change it. Like it, I just look back and I can't believe myself sometimes when I think about it.
mhm.
But today, try that shit today.
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
set up
Try it
like Fort
today.
Knox, baby. You can't walk all over me, and I do not care at all about pleasing nobody.
Period.
No
Well,
exceptions to the rule.
can I be okay? That's fine.
What you got, love? Jump in there. Jump
I'm
in.
like,
Go ahead. Let's just get
can
right
me
into
and
it.
Nisha be on the other side? Can you? We don't want to be on the other side of the boundaries. Um, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. Go ahead. You say you.
I'm just a new day. It's just a brand new day. And like you said, in all aspects, like work, kids, friends, your man, it don't matter. Your
Mhm,
grandma, it don't matter.
mhm,
These
Yeah.
boundaries is locked. They locked in, y'all.
mm,
Yeah. I think, we're talking about boundaries, and I think it's very important for us to, define what boundaries are, because I think there's this perception or idea of that boundaries are things to keep people away, but boundaries are actually designed to teach people how to be in relationship with you. And
Hello.
so there's this negative connotation that is associated with boundaries, like, oh, if somebody puts up boundaries, they don't want to be in my life, they're about to cut me off, they're about to do all of these things, when that's not actually the case. Sometimes we
Yeah.
mix up boundaries with rules, because we'll set rules for people like, oh, if you don't, you need to stop doing this for me, that's my boundary, or to me, that's my boundary. No,
Mm-hmm.
boundary says, hey, you gonna keep talking to me like that, and I'm gonna hang up this phone on you, or I'm going to end this conversation. That's a boundary versus a rule. A rule tells other people what they need to do. Boundaries are for us, so that we teach people how to be in relationship with us,
I love
so to
that.
speak.
Love that.
I
Love
I
it.
love that. So, that makes me think of a boundary that I needed to set so many years ago. Okay? And you spot on, Dr. Nisha. My baby mama. For years, I would, yes, my kid's dad is my baby mama, just in case, because y'all was looking confused.
I was
Um,
going to ask
so
for
for
clarification.
years, I'm covering expenses. I'm helping you sometimes pay your damn bills. I'm trying, in my mind, I'm like, I need, my kids to have both their parents so they can have a good
Yeah.
experience, you know. And in essence, I was enabling. I'm enabling you to
Yeah.
not do your best. And so finally, when I set the boundary, and I think I finally set the boundary when he asked me for money so he could take his kids and his new chick on a trip. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm airing stuff out today. You said
No.
you said you need money for what? Okay,
I,
so that's when I knew the boundaries have been skewed for so many years. And my dad tried to tell me, shout out to my pops, you know what I'm saying, Bill Brazil. He tried to tell me, like, no, don't help that man. You know, he like,
let him figure it
let him
out.
figure it out. Exactly. And I'm like, well, I'm just trying, but my kids need it. No.
Mm-mm.
But that's setting that boundary been the best decision I made
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
on time.
Shout out. How did you set that boundary?
My first of all, and Niche, she gonna probably Dr. Nisha gonna probably speak to it. I start saying no.
Yeah.
Say no to say no to
Right.
drugs.
Yeah.
I can say no.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I started
And
Mm-hmm.
saying
you,
no.
when you
Yep.
start saying no, I think we got to take it a step further too. I know a lot of people will be able to relate to this. You have to say no and not feel guilty about it.
Hmm.
Because a lot of times, especially in the beginning, when you start turning things away, um, you feel bad. Like you stand on business, but then you go away and then you feel bad about it. Like, damn, or you
Mm-hmm.
question or you second guess it. No, you have to set the boundary. And if the boundary is saying no, stand on it. Don't feel guilty about it. We should never
Mm-hmm.
feel guilty about doing what's best for us.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And a lot of times, though, it's not, boundaries aren't hard. People think that boundaries are hard. It's not the boundaries that are hard, it's the feelings of like guilt, shame, fear of missing out as a result
Ooh, that
of,
FOMO.
or
Mm,
fear of, man, fear of
Mm,
losing people as a result of
yeah.
setting boundaries for ourselves. I find that, with our podcast being about relationships and love, you just spoke to this. Boundaries are have I've implemented boundaries in all relationships in my life. The biggest one that I can think of is boundaries in friendships,
mm,
because because I've always wanted to belong, especially to a group of women and with my friends. And so I didn't have boundaries in my friendships. I would feel a certain type of way about something and not say anything. I would let people say things to me,
mm,
and or friends back, I would let them say things to me, and I'm like, dang, I don't really like this, but I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't want to lose no friends. I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on something, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
mm,
And I know y'all probably like, what? You don't say anything? Listen,
mm,
this Dr. Lanisha right now that sits before you Is
Mm,
not the Dr. Lanisha from years past. It wasn't. And I
Yeah.
found that reading the book Set Boundaries Find Peace by Nedra Glover-Tawwab. She's a licensed therapist, practices out of New York, I think. That book is what really explained what boundaries are to me, helped me communicate them in different aspects of my life, but also it
Okay.
reinforced that not only do you have to set boundaries with people and honor the boundaries you set with people, you have to set boundaries with yourself and honor the boundaries that you set with yourself also. If
Mhm.
you are, ignoring the boundaries that you set with yourself, it's definitely going to be hard to continue to set those boundaries and implement consequences when people step over your boundaries too.
mm.
So,
I love that. And you know something else, Dr. Niche? For me personally, I love boundaries. Like,
Think I'm just
and honestly, that could go, that's man, woman, or child. I have a great respect for a person who I encounter, whether new or old, that has boundaries and are unapologetic about it.
period.
That means that you care about yourself. You carry
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
yourself to a certain standard where people can't just, they can't operate with you any type of way. So I personally, I find that inviting. Like, that's a like-minded person. So I'm more prone to connect to somebody with boundaries than somebody without.
yeah,
Mm. You
I
know,
agree.
and it's interesting because again, now I'm thinking, oh man, friendships. Now I ain't never been in a relationship, romantic relationship with a woman. I ain't knocking it though, but I've never been in one. But I remember there was one point in my life where I was like, is me and this bitch dating? Because I've had friends ask me to co-sign for them cars, to
Oh,
get
hell
them apartments, okay, to pay their pet fee for their
no,
apartment. And
no, no.
I mean, I'm a hustler and all, but I was confused at one point. Like, am I giving off? Like, do we go together? But I realized, no, boundaries and friendships. If you got homies that's trying to ride your coattail, or everything you do, everything you get, they need to have it too. You might want to check that, boo. I had to set boundaries with women who wanted me to help their lifestyle be equivalent to mine, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Not surprising, not surprising though.
If you can't pay your pet deposit at your apartment, baby, you don't need no pet.
You need to
You
rethink that.
you if you need a cosign, and every time I'm always confused when they got a man too. I'm like, wait, man, you need me to cosign for you a co
They really don't got no
This
man.
man
Or
just left
maybe
your house
they
at 6 a.m. Uh-oh, that's another conversation. She said they ain't really got no man. They got something.
They got some.
a
They
roommate potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
She like,
Mm.
what you thinking, Dr. D? She about to say something.
That's a whole. That could be a whole another show for real.
It could. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, but we gonna stick to boundaries. We gonna stick to boundaries for this episode.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you this too. Outside of friendships, especially when it comes to workplace, and we all at one point, and we ain't gonna say the company name because it ain't that serious. We all worked at the same company at one point, okay, and years ago, and even boundaries in the workplace where people try to impede on your private time, your private life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, you don't need to know nothing about me that don't pertain to this place of business, for one.
Absolutely.
And people shouldn't be telling you to do stuff on your off and your free time. Number two. And if you don't set those boundaries on the front end, I've learned, like, especially when it comes to work and business, if you don't set those boundaries on the front, people, all they'll do is keep asking for more and more. They never say,
Absolutely.
you know what, thank you. You did a great job. You worked 89 hours last week and you ain't take no lunch breaks. No, next week they asking for 99.
It'll never stop. It will literally never ever stop with work.
Yeah.
And I remember a few episodes back, I was having that problem. I think it was my grow. I was just at work letting these people run all over me because in the back of my mind, I'm a team player. I'm like, whatever it takes for the team, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
show up, give everything that I got, do my best. That ain't my attitude no more.
Right.
I'm gonna do what's in my job description, And don't really look for too much more than that. Unless
Mhm.
it's, and this would be my advice to anybody, unless it's your business,
Hello.
unless you got some ownership in said business,
Mm.
I
Mhm.
wouldn't be breaking my back. Like that's a boundary that you need to set because these jobs will replace you like nobody's business, baby.
Like
They
that.
not gonna miss a step, miss a beat. So why give everything and more? Like I would never highly against doing that. Workplace boundaries necessary 100%.
You said 0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Do not.
Look, she said bounce. She
No.
said don't be
Uh-uh.
bouncing and breaking your back for
No.
these jobs. Bounce and break your
Hell
back.
no.
Don't do that for
No.
these jobs.
For your listen, let me tell
Mm-mm.
y'all, as we sit here and we talk about boundaries, we're huge advocates for boundaries now, it sounds like. But at one point, we didn't have these boundaries. I'll go back to even to work, having boundaries at work.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fear of losing my job. I
Mm.
didn't set boundaries at my job. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
I got to do what they asked me to do. I'll do this. I'll do that. It had gotten so bad at this said place that we all worked at, where I
Long
would
time.
find myself waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single morning trying to make sure things were running smoothly.
Mm.
Things were together if I needed to do anything. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
Them
What?
And I remember that.
them
Girl,
demonic.
I remember that.
You
Mm-mm.
supposed to pray. Them demonic hours. That
Listen,
was the Lord trying to
listen.
tell you something. I'm just playing, but for real.
It probably was, but the fear of not having
Yep.
this income, because y'all know what we grew up at, y'all know where we come from.
Yep.
We
Yep.
we had to make shit shake. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea of not being able to have this, what I thought was consistent amount of money at the time was very, very frightening. But
Mm.
I just know that when I was brought up and the lessons that I would learn, I was taught about working. Hey, you go, you keep your head down. You don't shake this bitch is shaking the table. You don't shake no tables.
None of
You
that.
don't do any of that. And
Mm.
so I thought that's what I had to do. Boy, did that chip away at my confidence until I was able to like appreciate boundaries. So, how
Mm.
did you all learn to be more comfortable and open to the idea of setting boundaries when, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if we were necessarily taught about boundaries early on. At least I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't either.
Well, I can say kind of how I learned. One of the things I started asking myself, like, what's the worst that could happen?
Mm,
Like, what's the worst that
mm,
can happen if I do say no? Like, are there even real consequences? And if there are real consequences for me setting this boundary, then am I able or willing to handle those consequences? For example, if you set a boundary and it ends a relationship, then my thing is I might be just willing to do that if you're not willing to respect my space.
Exactly.
So asking
Yeah.
myself what's the worst case scenario, but then I was also asking myself, what if I don't set the boundary? What if I stay in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Where I'm allowing you to overwork me, overuse me, overutilize
Yeah.
me, over whatever over. If I stay in
Yeah.
this, then what's the worst case scenario? And if I don't like that outcome, then I gotta choose me. Because I just believe that no one ever gonna love you how you love yourself. You could teach people how to love you, but it start with you.
mm.
That part.
That's all.
Yeah.
And honestly, that rolls right into the way that I overcame it. It was just a matter of me sitting in stillness and silence and asking myself, what is it that I want? What do you want for real? Do you want to constantly be mentally overstimulated, physically overstimulated? Is that what you want? And
Yeah.
the answer was obviously no. And then I said, okay, how do I change it?
Mm.
It was
Mhm.
only one way to change it, and that was to start saying no in
Mm-hmm.
all aspects. And it wasn't to reject people or to keep people out, it was to protect myself.
Yeah.
And it's so funny when I think about workplace boundaries. There's this one teacher who nobody asked her for nothing. She don't give a listen. On her breaks, she not even in the building. And I just watched her one day and I became inspired. I was like, what is she losing by not being the people's favorite?
Mm.
Absolutely nothing.
Uh,
Mhm.
People do not even, they don't bother her at all. She
That's weird.
comes, she teach her classes, she do what she got to do, and she out of there. And I was like, hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ever since that light bulb went off,
Yeah. We in the
Yeah.
hallway giving out our
please,
phone number. We in the hallway reviewing emails and yoga poses, and
it's
we
too
didn't
much
miss
going on.
break. We didn't miss our little break. He didn't went to the bathroom. Yeah, yeah. Walk up
Woo,
out
Child,
there.
please.
Y'all catch
yeah.
me on the
I do not have to be the people's favorite. It's okay.
Exactly. And speaking to that not being the people's favorite, I had to implement those boundaries in business. We are all business owners. And y'all let me know if y'all can attest to this too. I had to implement boundaries in my business because part of the reason why I was overworked or I was, burned out, I'm going to actually say burned out,
Yeah.
is because I was trying to conform my life to the needs and the schedules of everybody else. Once I started saying, listen, I'm not taking clients on Thursdays and Fridays. Maybe you might get my Thursday AM, but you're not getting my Friday at all. So we're going to figure out how to do this Monday through Wednesday. And when I stopped being afraid to lose clients, or this idea that I made up in my head that
hmm,
if I don't see clients Monday through Friday, then I will lose clients.
hmm.
Once I let that go and I was able to release that, my life began to be a little more smooth. I
Good.
was
I love
able
that.
to say, okay, we're going to work in these days. And I don't fear anymore that my schedule doesn't align and it doesn't work for everybody else, because I know the God that I serve is going to send me people that are in alignment with me by way
Yes.
of their schedules too. Okay.
Period. Period.
I love
Listen,
that.
if
I
I
love
if
that.
I call to make a dentist appointment, they tell me, look, doctor such and such don't have an appointment till next Saturday, 4:15 a.m. and the next opening is December 31st. Let me set this alarm for 3. I'm gonna figure it
Yep.
out because people gonna do what's important to them. But as soon
Hmm.
as you give some wiggle room, well,
Yep.
you know what? No, I can't make 4:15. Oh, okay, well come back next year. You know what?
Yeah.
I think I can make 4:15 work. I can make it.
Exactly. And I think that we forget that we have absolute free will. We can literally do whatever we want. But
Mhm.
we get stuck in this box of, and it's all in our minds. It's not even real. Like
Yeah.
you said, Niche, you just made up that, oh, I'm going to lose clients. Or we all do it.
Yeah.
But the moment you realize you have free will to create your schedule to work for you, and you're not wrong for that.
Nope.
Yeah.
And the people that are meant to align with you will. It's just that
Mhm.
simple.
I love
And I
it.
feel like that goes for personal. I know we've been on workplace boundaries, but those relationship boundaries are equally as important because
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
would work all day, one job, get off, work another one, part time, come home, still have to be domestic.
Mm.
So it was just like, okay, hold on,
Uh-oh.
baby girl.
Yep.
Y'all will be eating ramen noodles off the floor if you keep fucking with me.
It's on the floor.
So I just feel like
Dang.
those mom boundaries, those man boundaries,
Yeah.
or, woman, whatever your speed is, they're equally as
Mhm.
important because you will burn out in your relationship, in your home life if you don't set
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Mm. That is
I
so
agree.
true.
I agree. It's so it's often so interesting when we talk about boundaries to hear just the different perspectives about boundaries. I think this was a great conversation.
What?
Um, but I,
Yes.
I did want to ask you guys, like, what do you think, or why do you think that boundaries are sometimes seen as selfish?
Hmm.
Oh, they are.
You know what? I think and I wonder if our from the group chat is gonna be anything about boundaries. But like but I feel like sometimes we're focused more on how somebody else feel. And I just, it's back to you got to love yourself first. And it's not like, oh,
Mhm.
self love. It's like love yourself day to day. What serves you? What makes you feel whole?
Yeah.
Like you said, Hasina, what do I really want? What do I really
Yeah.
need? And I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes we so focused on how something gonna make somebody else feel, and I just have to realize like people gonna bounce back. They gonna be okay because if
Yeah.
listen, because if it don't serve me first, and I'm putting myself to the side to keep serving you and everybody else, or everything else, you
Yep.
Mhm.
then at some point, to your point, like that burnout starts to set in. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say for me, I grew up being taught how to be of service to other people.
Mhm.
mhm,
I didn't grow up being taught how to be of service to myself. I had to learn that on my own. So I think there was just this preconceived notion in my mind that I had to take care of everybody.
mhm,
So that's what I did for 30 years. I took care of everybody until there was nothing left of me. So it could come from upbringing, Niche. I think that
Mhm.
yeah,
once you cut people off from that, they a little devastated. Like,
mhm,
Mhm.
damn, she not running around like a chicken with her head cut off no more. No, I'm not. And I don't intend to ever again. And some
mhm.
people can't handle that change.
Where's
Mhm.
my freshly folded clothes?
Right, right.
Exactly.
You didn't wash my
Exactly.
laundry this week? No. And I think to your point, Hasina, humans do not like change. So when you start changing the way that you have engaged with people, you've
Yeah.
allowed them to engage with you, then they will start to see boundaries as being selfish. I don't know where I heard this from because I don't think that I came up with this, but boundaries are definitely seen as selfish, or you'll get pushback from people who benefited from you not having any boundaries.
Of
So when
course.
you start having boundaries, people like, oh no, wait, what?
Yeah.
This is different. This,
Yeah.
but you used to let me do this. Oh, but you used to answer the phone every time I call. Oh,
Uh-huh.
but
Mm-hmm.
you used to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure that my
Mhm.
business was running properly. You
Yep.
used to do these things, and people will try to guilt trip you or make you feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why listen, I don't care who sees my boundaries as selfish. And I used to hate that word as it pertains to me. Like, man, I don't ever want to be seen as selfish, but hold on. I don't always want to be seen as giving, overextending, over
Exactly.
pleasing for everybody else either. So if
Yeah.
you have to call me selfish to make you feel better, then baby call me selfish.
Do
It's
what you
my
gotta
middle
do.
name.
Yeah. It's gonna make you feel better.
Do what
Right.
you gotta do.
You.
And I swear, you know what? I had to set this boundary with my son last week
Mm,
because he's so used to me making his lunch for school.
mm,
Mind you, he'll be 13 in a couple months.
mm.
So I stopped making a lunch, and so he get to school and don't have no lunch.
Mm,
So he tries to guilt me. I'm talking about sad, just devastated.
Right.
And obviously he got some food, but it was a lesson for both of us that I'm setting a boundary now. You're fully capable of
I love
preparing your own lunch. I've supplied all the things. You need to
mhm,
get up 10 minutes early to make sure your lunch is packed. That's a boundary I had to set, not just to teach him responsibility, but to take
hello.
something off my plate.
Hello.
Why am I still doing this? So, moms and dads out there, set boundaries with your kids too. Like
Yes, yes,
sometimes we hold their hands a little too long, and it don't serve them in the end.
yes,
mm.
yes.
It enables them to continue to be dependent upon you. And we
Exactly.
all know that our children at some point are going to leave the nest and go out. And we don't want to set them up for somebody else to take advantage of them. We got to set them up for the tools. And, setting
Absolutely.
boundaries with kids and sometimes in friendship, not friendships, familiar, in families, goodness,
Mm-hmm.
can't
You
Yes.
get
got you.
can be very hard, but they are so
Woo.
necessary. So necessary.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
child.
Wow, and that was something else. We wind up doing a part two of this bounty. Y'all ready to get to the group chat though? Because I'm just wondering
Oh, let's go.
if it's
I'm
anything
ready.
similar. Who
Yeah.
knows? Okay.
All right. From the group chat. So this is a good one today. I don't know if y'all gonna be ready for this.
I'm ready.
This is Tim from Florida.
Okay. Hey
He
Tim.
did not mind his identity being revealed. So, what's
Hey,
up,
Oh,
Tim?
thank
what
you,
up?
Tim.
All right. So, Tim says, my fiance and I have been engaged for 6 months. We graduated from college together. I'm 20, she's 26, I'm 30. I don't want kids. She didn't either until now. It's a hard no for me, and I don't know what to do. As a woman, is there a bridge that I could gap to reconnect us on the issue?
Mm,
This is very sensitive. Um,
I like a bait and
and I
switch.
know Tim and I work with Tim. So I'm going to give my honest opinion. When it comes to the matter of having children, it's touchy because you can change your mind,
Mm,
just like what happened in this relationship. But when your partner does not get on board for that, I feel like you got to have a hard stop in the relationship before you take another step forward because it can completely destroy the relationship.
mm,
I don't know if you could bridge that gap. I just have to be honest. I don't know if you can bridge that gap because what will happen is she'll resent you for the rest of your life, for y'all's lives together.
Thanks.
As a 26-year-old woman wanting children, you may have to rethink the engagement. That's my
Yeah.
honest opinion. What do y'all
Yeah.
think?
I'm I'm gonna say for me, Tim, you have to decide if this is a non-negotiable for you. Because I agree with you, Hasina. You when it comes, I mean, listen, humans change their mind about everything. Okay.
Yeah.
We one of the things that we are gonna do is we are gonna change our mind. In this case, you have to decide if it's a non-negotiable for you. If she has changed her mind and you still dead set on that, then why are you trying to bridge this gap with anything when you know in your heart of hearts that you don't want to have any children? So let's just say she does end up pregnant. Now you gonna be resenting her. She
Mm,
might resent you because you don't want to have any children and you're not playing into her changing her mind. If it's a hard no for you and this is your non-negotiable, don't even why are we even I agree, Hasina, why are we even continuing trying to figure this out? Because
mm,
with this situation, somebody gonna be pissed and someone's gonna be upset.
that's tough.
Very sticky.
Well,
It's getting sticky.
it sounds like a good
Dr. Love,
old
what you think?
look. I would say it's like a good old classic bait and switch to me. She like,
Mhm.
nah, baby,
Yeah.
I don't need no kids. I don't want none of that. I just want you. Now we
Mhm.
engage. I need about three of them. I feel like it is a tough topic because, for one, if the roles were reversed, if she was older and he was younger, right, um, there would be a time limit for her.
Yes.
And I feel
Yeah.
like that becomes a challenge if the woman is older and then somebody changed their mind. Now she faced
Yes.
with, you know what I'm saying? This seemed like it's do or die. But since she a little bit younger, um, I mean, it's still a challenge because it's like, I mean, my first thought was like, I mean, what's the big deal, Tim? Just pop one out, you'll be all right. But I am wondering,
He ain't
you
gonna do
know,
it.
yeah, maybe he, I'm be honest, like I didn't want children. My kids can't hear this. No, my kids know. I did not want children until I loved them to death. But I felt like the world was so peculiar even when I was much younger. I was just like, I don't want to bring no kids into this world. I was always on the go, moving around.
That's
and
how he feels right now.
yeah, and then but as a woman, my hormones, my body starts saying something different. So I was like, okay, but I get it. But I will say that I feel like parenthood and raising children seems harder than it really is, maybe. And so
Depends on who you do it with.
that's
Depends on who you
true.
do it
Yeah.
with.
That's true. I'm
Yeah.
like, if you love somebody, you gotta. I was watching, what movie was it? It was one of the Tyler Perry movies, and he asked the character. He was playing Medea, and he asked the character. He like, you ready to marry all of them? And she was like, what? He was like, you ready to marry all of them because you gonna marry who they are now, who they gonna be in the future, and, because
Yep.
we evolve, and I think that's
Mhm.
important. Like to just be open minded around to your point, like people evolve, and if you expect them to be the same and same values, same every, I don't know, it's tough, but
Not
think he should
Yeah.
just
realistic.
I think he should just give her one and he'll be all right.
I'm gonna go on record for saying maybe pause that engagement and take some time apart.
They,
That's too serious of an issue to just keep going forward with the wedding and to do all that. I say take a little break, take a little space. If it was meant to be, y'all will reconnect. And if y'all
Mhm.
catching this on the replay, drop in the comments. What do y'all think? It's a sticky situation. Give Tim some advice.
hmm hmm
Yes, helped him out, helped him out.
Yeah.
And then, y'all know I'm gonna say communicate, communicate, communicate. Have a
Yeah.
conversation with her. Is it a non-negotiable for her? Like you
yeah,
all might come to the conclusion that where you stand now is a non-negotiable moving forward. So have that conversation rather than trying to bridge the gap and see if the other person will change their
thank
mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I like that. All
All
right.
right,
All right.
well, updates please, because that's gonna be interesting. um
Yes.
For sure.
yeah, y'all ready for the pull-up challenge?
Pull up
A
challenge.
pull up. It's a
A
pull
pull up
up.
is a pull-up okay.
Yep.
I like to keep the pull-up challenge kind of close to the topic, and
Okay.
so I just wonder, even though we have developed as adults and whatnot, are there still some areas where we need to refine some boundaries? Are there still some?
Mm.
Hmm.
And so the pull-up challenge for this week is to explore, a little exploration. Are there any crevices where maybe I do need to tighten my boundaries? You
Yeah.
know, and we talk about relationships, we talk about work. I'm real big on the self-care piece. Boundaries with your time. Like,
Hmm.
are you making sure you're carving out, like, these are my days for fitness, or these are my days to just sit down and scratch my tail
Yeah.
and watch
Yeah.
Netflix. This is my time where I do my meditation or my reading. But I feel
Yeah.
like we as adults be so quick to just be lifing. I gotta pay bills,
Mhm.
take care of kids, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so I'm just wondering if there's any areas where you could find, what, maybe I could tighten up my boundary in this area. That's the challenge, to explore that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Whew.
Hmm.
Well,
I
Got
love
my
it.
got my journal prompt for the morning.
Listen, I confessed earlier. I'm out here acting like El Chapo, so
I'm done.
I'm gonna tighten
El
up
Chapo is
because
crazy.
I gave myself a goal to save a certain amount of money
Hmm.
within 3 months. So how am I gonna achieve the goal if I'm going off script? So I know what I gotta do. I know where I gotta
We got
tighten up.
we
I
got you.
love
We
it.
got you. But
Hmm.
look, we here. We here. We made it to the promised land. Okay, we gonna stack some bread. Our drug dealer friend here, and we're gonna set some boundaries.
Mhm.
So I feel like we're on a good path. I just want to throw
I
this up.
love that.
I just want to throw up our Glover.
Yes. Subscribe. We on YouTube now, y'all. We in the big leagues. Okay. Make sure y'all hit that subscription button. Turn on them notifications.
All that.
Listen, don't keep this podcast to yourself. Share it with a friend. Tell them to share with their friend. They can share with their mama, their daddy, me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Share with everybody, okay? Tag
Yes.
us on the socials. We are on Instagram at It's Three the Hard Way. Put some comments in
Yes.
at the bottom of this description. And by the way, the book that we talked about, Set Boundaries, Find Peace, we will link that in the description as well.
Yes.
I love
And
it.
look, if you have questions, that's big. If you have questions,
Perfect. It's
okay,
perfect.
it's big. Make sure y'all see it. It's three the highway podcast at Gmail. You can DM us on IG or you can send
Yeah.
us an email if you got questions, you got topic ideas. We here for it all. Okay.
Yes, I love that. This was amazing, ladies. I had a great time as always.
Likewise.
Yes.
Until
Yes,
next time.
Until next
it's
time.
Three the Hard Way.
We out.
Okay. That was good, y'all.